We are now sort of on camera, as it were. Well, not on camera, but on audio.
Camera is precisely what we are not on.
Indeed.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking. Squawk!
Good. Right, anyway. So, Crusader Kings then. Yes.
Hang on. Previously on Crusader Kings 2.
We did the previously on IRC.
On IRC, I think, mostly.
I didn't read it.
Well, yeah, but you've been here for all of its.
I was over there marking work.
It's what. So anyway, I'm still of House Carling. I've got about 1 3/4 centuries to go. While I'm loading, my immediate concerns are to dismiss this army that's sitting around making my vassals unhappy with me, probably.
Nuclear vassals?
Not nuclear vassals. I do have viceroys now. This is terribly exciting. Yes, so I inherited this relatively young, and my initial plan was to try and train up the next generation that's actually of my bloodline, not him. He's not my bloodline because I got married to the wrong kind of marriage first. But that's looking increasingly unlikely as I managed to not have any more children, and most other people's children are terrible. And also they're still a little bit young, and I'm still relatively young at 37, although I've not got much childbearing left in me. My general plan really is to try and increase my income a bit, because despite the fact that I'm an empress, I have the relatively stingy monthly income of 6.44 crownulons, or whatever units those are. To that end, I have Gotland turned into a republic, merchant republic, which is terribly exciting. So that's the Grand City of Gotland in the Republic of Gotland. I notice they haven't put the little diacritics on Gotland, but anyway, I know they're there really. So yes, they've got lots of grand houses. House Dovre, House Verdi, House Gunnarsson, House Sonsdal. Although my pronunciation is probably all wrong on account of the fact that, although I did learn a bit about Gotland linguistics, A, I can't remember it, and B, all the pronunciation I learnt was for Old Norse, so, you know, we're just a few 100 miles too far east and a bit south. But yeah, so I'm gradually sort of thinking about trying to work up to maybe changing my laws a bit so that I can get my vassals to pay me a bit more tax, which will piss them off a bit. And it would be nice to raise my levies a bit, because that would make me a bit less vulnerable to invasion. But that's largely been sorted out by putting a few viceroys in, which has got rid of some of my surlier vassals, or at least made them someone else's problem. I got this little island with... Yeah.
So you have?
With Gotland. How exciting. I didn't realise.
I think you got it with Gotland.
Oh, maybe he nicked it during some kerfuffle.
Definitely part of Denmark last time you looked.
Was it Denmark or was it Gotland? It was part of somewhere.
It was part of Denmark. I thought it was roughly that colour, which is a Denmark colour.
It's true. So
yes, myself, I think you should not be trying to increase the tax you get from your feudal vassals.
Ooh.
Because levies are fairly simple in a sense, and you essentially get an amount that's determined by how much your the top vassal likes you. It doesn't really matter what happens underneath them. Taxes, though, pass up through every layer, which means that if your taxes are set at 10%, you get 10% of the income of your vassal.
Yeah.
Who in turn gets 10% of the income of their vassals, who gets 10% of the income of their vassals, and I think at that point we're just about beginning to reach the barons. So you get about 1,000th of your realm income.
Right.
In return for pissing off all of your vassals to the tune of 10 points.
Right.
Actually, it's not quite that bad, because of course the vast majority of your income comes from the people who aren't that deep.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, I think at a very rough guess, assuming like a tenfold increase in the number of vassals at each layer, you might kind of double your income or so by doing this, and in return you piss off all your vassals quite a lot. I think you would do better to increase your temple and city taxation, in part because it doesn't matter how much they hate you, they haven't got many armies.
Yes.
And then to try to organise things so that you have the maximum possible quantity of city and temple vassals. So where you have counties that you're unlikely to stick under a duchy, try to make them have
Cities.
republic or theocratic governments. So
Right.
make them into small republics, not merchant republics. You probably don't want more than one merchant republic for reasons.
Yes.
Um,
Well, they'd start competing with each other for
Precisely.
starters.
and or into whatever the hell a county equivalent of a bishopric is. And you might then increase those taxes because, as I say, that's unlikely to cause serious trouble. At least that's what I have vaguely concluded from staring hard at the wiki and going, God, 10% of 10% of 10% is not very much.
No, it's not.
The increase from that to the next level up, on the other hand, might actually be worthwhile, because 25% of 25% of 25% or whatever it is quite a lot more than 10% of 10% of 10%.
Yes.
But that requires 2 increases, which is like 20 years in the future.
Yes. So.
And 20 points of penalty.
So,
And of course, every time you upset them, you reduce your levies.
Indeed.
At the same time as upsetting your vassal.
Indeed. So I just have this small problem that I appear to have raiders in Narva.
That's entertaining. They aren't officially a war, but I can see why you might want to send someone up to give them a quick stomping. That looks like it's probably enough.
Yeah, let's just do a little bit of.
That looks like a pretty decent commander as well.
Right. Off you go. Let's go and try and fix whatever problem this is. Stupid raiders.
We have all of one person watching, which I think is probably fair.
Well, people can play it back in their leisure. Use it as a means to get to sleep.
My sister apparently quite liked listening to an earlier one.
So, I've got a strong claim on the barony of Novgorod, which is
Right.
in my
barony.
own territory.
I've been hoping that would turn out to be a county, because you can retract. Having a claim on something is an excuse for retracting it. Oh, right. That one's actually not. That's currently owned by the Home Roman
Emperor.
I think you should leave that one.
I think I'm fine with that.
We had already concluded that. What's the next one along?
We claim on the
Pavia. That's not interesting.
It's not very interesting, and also I think it suffers somewhat from being in the Holy Roman Empire.
So I had some other suggestions in my head,
And I have a weak claim on the Kingdom of Epirus,
which is part of the Byzantine Empire.
which is part of the Byzantine Empire,
Obviously, you have to.
and is scarier than me anyway.
Surprisingly unscary, actually. I mean, like
That's
not
the
a number
kingdom.
of troops it would be employed. Oh, is that the king? Right, next level up. Right, that's still surprisingly unscary. That's like only about 2 or 3 times as big as you. That's
Yeah.
kind of within a plausible kind of ambition range.
Well, eventually, I'd need to say. So,
I
right,
had some other thoughts.
where's my Chancellor? My Chancellor's currently improving diplomatic relations, but I could set him on to the petty kingdom of Courland,
Yeah, that
or,
might be plausible.
or the Duchy of Pruthenia.
So yes, you've got 2 bits of. Oh, weren't they Prussia last time?
They were, I think, Prussia 5 minutes ago,
No,
but
they've now renamed themselves Pruthenia. Maybe they've changed cultures.
it's possible. They're Prussian and iconoclast. Okay, whatever. They're being weird. It may have been that I nicked something important, or
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't think Prussia's a kingdom, ever, is it?
anyway. I should check if I'm at peace with anyone.
So you
Through
have-
the just, and I'm hostile to a chief because of that raid over there. we've got the Kingdom of Denmark, which is not at all scary. So if I can,
think if you were to gain a claim against Denmark, you could quite easily take them. So yes, I do have a few other suggestions.
let's put my Chancellor to work fabricating claims on.
I don't think I have any suggestions for what your Chancellor should be doing. So feel free to go and do whatever you think. Right.
I'll let these guys go off and squash.
One thing that will make your Merchant Republic stronger is being able to plant trade posts all over the place. And currently pretty much all the ports look like they have trade posts in, which are flying a flag that is not yours, or rather is not your Merchant Republic's. So if you zoom in close enough, you should be able to even see the flag. But it's the flag, that one. Oh, they're not all the same. So I think most of them are the flag of Cornwall. I think we spotted earlier.
So I think.
So is Cornwall part of some horrific empire?
I think it's part of the Byzantine Empire.
Yeah, that's what's worrying me.
That's where I'm in the wrong view.
That certainly looks suspiciously purple.
Well, it's part of the Byzantine Revolt, so.
Ooh.
But
How scary is the Byzantine Revolt?
that's
I wonder if it's worth.
quite scary.
Right. On the other hand, it's busy being revolting. So
Yes.
the thing is that you have a casus belli against any merchant republic that has a trade post on your territory, and if you go to war with them and win, it expels all of those trade posts, and you get a bunch of money from those trade posts.
Right.
So Cornwall maybe not a wise move. I mean, you might want to check that I'm right and you do have a casus belli against him, and a relevant one at that. I mean, obviously you have one. You can declare a holy war. Yeah.
Embargo is the relevant
war
one.
that would destroy all of the trade posts in your entire realm.
Yeah.
So what was that? Go back on that. And that would gain you 500 money and 200 piety.
Yeah.
But I suspect that's probably not actually a wise move given his scariness. Though, like, if you wanted to do it, now would be the time. But
Yes,
there were a few
but I
other
think
trade
it's-
posts owned by other people, I thought. The one in Epirus looked like it wasn't a Cornish one, for instance.
Which one where?
Yeah, top right corner of the screen, give or take.
So-
The one next to Livimar
So,
looks like it's flying a different flag.
yes.
Actually, so is Chukun thing, but that's not your territory. Oh, yes, that's not Cornwall either. Well, if you select one of those places,
Well, let's select this one, and look at me.
then
So that's an Epirus.
so I think that trade post is owned by the Maniakis family. Oh goodness, where are they then? Well, if you go to their
Hang on,
yes.
I can search for.
Well, if you click on their arms, you'll probably go to something useful.
No.
No, okay. Well, if you
Right, there's Doja Epirus. Right, I've got.
so his liege is a prostrator of the Byzantine Empire, right?
Right, yeah, okay.
So that's not
Very sensible.
helpful. There was another one, but I think it was not on your territory, so it's not so interesting, etc. So keep going now. Right, so there's a bunch of yellow on blue, or no, red and white on blue trade posts around here.
So that's
Genoa.
Genoa. Right, you are the
Oh
patrician.
yes, we had some things about Thuringia before, didn't we?
So,
So
That's-
controlled by the Germanian Empire,
which
who
is currently weaker than me.
who are not horrifically scary. Last war you did end up only beating them because it was a holy war and you got some allies in.
Yes. I
Um,
was doing a lot worse for levies at that point, though.
Yes.
Actually, they're not that much weaker than me, are they? No, they're about the same strength as me. Hang on.
Yes, Samagitsia has one of theirs.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yes. And they're the ones on that
Yeah,
as
but
well.
that's not your territory.
No. I don't think it is. No. It's outside. It's
So yes, I think so. I suspect that driving them out would give your Merchant Republic, which has the slight problem of having been founded like
2
300
seconds
years
ago.
after everyone else's,
Yes.
more room to expand. I don't think there's any urgency for this.
No. I think also I should perhaps...
It is, on the other hand, likely to be a relatively profitable war.
World water.
Yes, please.
No.
Right. So my my chaplain is off trying to convert Jan Baraland. Oh yes, and for extra fun, everybody, I'm the herald of the Fraticelli faithful. You may recognise the Fraticelli from such diverse elephants as the name of the rose. The thing here is that I'm a secret Fraticellum while publicly Fraticella rather, while publicly being Cathar. But the thing is, me as the eminent screes behind Empress Berthafled wants her to stay Cathar, at least publicly, because I want my empire to stay Cathar, because then it can be ruled by women. And women can hold important posts, and, you know, this generally works out a lot better. I can gain 0.5 health and be arbitrary, or I should be, let's try and be just.
Being just makes people like you.
Being just tends to make people like you, unless they're arbitrary, in which case they don't like you. They're not very arbitrary about that. Let's just check. Okay, how many commanders of Poland am I short? Hooray! Yes. Excellent! Yes, pause. Ooh, I'm almost getting to the point where I can... So I can upgrade that tribe to a castle. Do I want to do that, or do I want to try and do something cunning to...
I think that's what you want to do. What would you...
I was vaguely thinking about, do I want to try turning it into, like, a bishop thing? But I'll need to...
Upgrading it to a castle will actually essentially upgrade the tribe to a castle, a bishopric and a city.
It's true, yes, right. Oh, look, there they go.
For 2 region 3 tribe.
But rather curiously, that seems to have upgraded it to a castle and a city, but no bishopric. Why did you not get a bishopric with that?
I don't know.
Just... It's something about being capital.
It might be a bit small as well.
The bishop had a cunning plan.
That's got me like 0.3 more money, 0.03 more money.
Yes. So, yes, because you actually hold this directly.
Yes.
And you hold the city directly.
Yeah.
So you can't build trade posts, but and indeed other people can't build trade posts because indeed also not coastal. At least one must be true.
Yeah, it's not coastal.
Either it must be coastal or it must be on a major trade route, yes. Since it is neither, it cannot have thing. So, yes. So, if you were to arrange that you kept holding the city and granted merely the barony to someone, next time you need to
land
someone, that would at least get you extra income for a while, though of course the new baron would grumble about wanting control of the county and you would probably eventually have to give it up or do something more complicated.
It's true.
But nonetheless, holding that at the moment means you're getting slightly more money than you were.
It's true.
And your realm doesn't... Yes, I suppose you already have the county moving, but now it's got a sensible religion. Yes, you have a casus belli against essentially everyone.
Yes, it's just a question of whether it's a
usually
sensible
one. Though I did think that
just
if
check.
you could afford it, Rusa is vulnerable to a blitzkrieg because it's a single county realm that you can holy war. I mean, you might want to actually check what its holdings are and whether they can be assaulted fast, but like it's one county. It has a tribe and a bishopric with fort level 0
And fort level
2. And if you click on them, you get told how many people there are. Yes, so you need 771 plus whatever the thing on numbers on the right. 771 plus 478, I think, in terms of total people. So if you marched in there with about 1,500 people, maybe 2,000 for safety, you would probably take it quite quickly. And of course, as soon as you win it, the Holy War ends, and all those pesky nearby Catholics
shouldn't get there.
Don't manage to invade, don't manage to hit you. And of course, if it's mercenaries, you don't have to worry about the troop losses in assaulting.
That's also true. Well, it turns out the minimum number I can sensibly hire is like 6,000.
If you sort by total strength, can you get...
So there's all the ship things at the bottom. So there's them, which they're very expensive per unit whatnot. I think they've just been like hired and slaughtered.
Someone has already used them for squashing something.
They're quite cheap to hire but are expensive to run.
But expensive to run shouldn't be a problem for this job.
It's true, but you know,
You're
given that
mostly looking at hiring someone.
Given that I can hire them for the same base cost but less to run,
yes.
I will do that. Ditto, in fact, them. So these are currently at the sweet point price wise. The Catalan band. Right. Let's give this a go. It might be disastrous. Right, we have hired the Catalan band. Right, let's march you off to Pskov.
Half the time you've tried this, there's been some horrific embarrassment turned up.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I do have the reserve plan of going, oh shit, and hiring and waking up most of my army. And, you know,
Or in the worst case, surrender.
So I can always surrender for a white peace. And one thing I should have checked was whether I could go to war with Rusa.
Yeah, probably. I think you'll have a holy war. You have a holy war.
Yeah, I can declare war against it. Good.
Casus belli, as I said, against essentially everyone, because only Cathars, I think, you don't have a casus belli against.
Just confused Claire who thought it was something in her house beeping.
Beep. Beep.
Oh no, you think
There was a short delay while your hired
troops
march all the way across
expensively across Europe.
Yes. I had forgotten that they would have to get there.
I hadn't.
You've done this
I mean,
before.
you know, my inclination is then, as soon as I've done that, is to declare war on Hälsingland, because I've got a direct. One of my counts has a claim on one of the counties, so
Right.
I think it's one of the counties anyway. Oh, let's do the usual. So if I pretend to
The fact
declare
that you
war
have a
on
casus
him,
belli is not
it's for
surprising.
Uppland.
You always have casus belli.
Yeah.
Except
Yes,
against
got
the
a
one
claim.
Cathar ruler who came to your aid last time someone declared a holy war on you.
It's true, I was very surprised. I was very, very surprised. Right, off we go, trudging through, I don't know, Poland, Lithuania.
Getting close to Estonia.
I don't know, this was just all a big blob marked USSR.
Quite a long way in the future at the moment.
Yes, it's also getting quite the way in the past now. Right.
So yes, I presume that if you choose that, you can see the. So yes, it's rather curious that that's. Anyway.
I think that's that and that.
Right. Yes. You click on that. I think it will highlight the. No, click on the Holy Warfare. Actually, select that. Right. So that.
Oh, it is just
indicates. Well, I think the thing is that you don't. You only get the intersection of what he currently holds and what the and the de jure duchy. So that will get you a de jure claim on the next county.
Right, here we go.
So now the aim is to finish this off before all of the neighbours arrive.
Before all the Catholics arrive. Now, there is a big Holy Roman Empire thing over here, but we don't have to worry about them, astonishingly. Because they're all...
not Catholic.
Yes, the Holy Romans are not Catholic, they're iconoclast. Right, that's given a 65% war score just by standing there.
Right, so now you can probably assault this very fast. Assault is available.
Assault is available, let's go. Squish, squish, squish. Ooh, some people have... Ooh, hang on, but I've got 100% war score. Release the peace otter. Release the peace otter.
That was a very quick war.
Right, glorious success.
And
I am threatening, I'm only slightly threatening. Right.
well, that means that now is an excellent time to declare war on everyone else before they get their own.
And I can upgrade it to a castle. Right, let's do that. Let's upgrade it to a castle. So, do I want to
Now
go?
the question is, are there any other wars you can quickly polish off with this 4,500 expensive troops? So, for instance, the neighbours.
The neighbours, you say. So, you are part of the Kingdom of Novgorod,
Oh, doesn't that it have lots more stuff to the east?
which
You scroll eastwards.
I'm just going to zoom out a bit.
If it really is only those two counties, I mean, have a look at what those counties own. But they're tribal, so it's...
So we've got the High Chiefess of Pskov,
Which is yes, one of the vassals.
which is who we thought. Chief of somewhere over there.
Somewhere that if they come in from there, you are horribly losing. I mean, I think
Skeuomorphism. Is that a thing?
so.
Oh.
I think the aim would obviously be to squish them fast, like the last one.
Yes.
So the question, is how many troops do they have on hand nearby?
Command of Novgorod. Quarter in Novgorod. Currently is looking okay.
And what are the settlements like, and are they going to be a
Because there's two lots to squish. That's currently looking.
I think I missed from conversation there. What skew and the computer programs are talking about? What?
Skeuomorphism is the general phenomenon where a thing has ornamental visual features resembling something that was functional in earlier version, often used in computer programs, like the way the save icon is a floppy disk. That's not actually what it saves to.
Okay, I never heard of that. I heard of skew as the bird though.
So
That's why I could
I just punned on skew the bird, and Claire
Okay.
clearly got it.
Fair enough. I have not heard of the skew or whatnot thing.
So,
I've heard of the
yes.
birds though. They
So,
like cold
right.
weather.
So
So
they're
I
not
think you probably
tick.
want to check what's physically there.
So
2.8 and small.
about 150.
2.8 is scarier than the last one, but not by much.
Yeah,
And
that's
2.9
2042.
yeah,
So that's a bit scarier. But of course, what I can be doing is declare war very shortly, and then raise my. So that's 3,500. So that's a lot tougher.
So that would indicate that you want to go after Novgorod first. And that's an actual castle. Ooh.
That's castle with 2,000 people
This is beginning to feel like you might find it a bit hard to...
blitzkrieg.
Check the religion map then.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Skanky.
No, it's not. That's... Well,
So it's
so yeah, it's not like the Swimensko are small.
No, let's.
I mean, admittedly, the map projection makes that look bigger than it really is.
But-
this is like the Netherlands invasion in XKCD, isn't it? The Netherlands took over the entire world and Mars.
Anyway, let's sit back to that view.
So yeah, they look a bit scary. Right.
Who are you
How about some
guys?
other neighbours?
Who are you?
He's an independent chief.
Who's only got, like,
I mean, you do already have a. Oh, you probably have a de jure. Do you have a de jure claim on him?
that'd be nice. No,
No.
it's the
It's rather curiously a holy war.
the same
place.
holy war.
Oh no. Okay. Well,
Let's just
I mean,
check.
he might actually be soft enough as he were.
But the problem is, he was Smenska, and I'm
Yeah, but-
literally right next door.
But so the Catholic. Okay, the Catholics are 2 things away, but yeah, but he's got 1 tribe.
He does have,
Oh, it's 1 castle actually with fort level 5.
and so I don't know that I can just assault. I suppose I can just assault.
Well, you can't. It will take you a week or so to set up the siege
Yeah.
engines. So I mean, I think that one is probably achievable, but maybe you have better ideas.
My only other idea is to go after Uppland,
Hmm.
but I'd probably rather do that with my vassals.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that
Yes.
this, whether it succeeds or not, will not take long.
I mean, I suppose I can always resign as well if it's looking scary.
Yeah, you might even be able to get a white piece because you'll probably start by killing his army,
That's
which
true.
will put you in credit. And then, as long as you ask for a white piece just before all his allies arrive.
Yeah.
We can zoom in
Right.
again now.
Yes, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Turn down time a bit. Okay, good. There's now a defensive pact against me. Well, that's not entirely surprising. I mean, I have been going around being an evil Cathar colonialist. My sole defence... Oh, look, there's people drawing the defensive pact against me. Look how surprised I am. In my defence, everyone else is being an evil colonialist person trying to convert other people to their religion. Well, yes, you can send 9 people to this fight. I'm just not sure it's going to help much. As such. Come on, we need to get to the skirmish phase where my heavy infantry will do the trick.
So, melee phase. This is
Melee phase, rather. Actually, how much heavy infantry? Oh, I've got quite a
Yeah,
lot.
you hired someone with a lot of heavy infantry, which is precisely what you want for a big assaulty job. Right, so yeah, there's a 5,000 troop army out there, but it is walking away from you. There's 2,500 walking towards you.
Yes, I'm wondering if by the time I can... damn it, I forgot to fish my chaplain out of thing.
Well, you can do it now if you want.
Let's do that now. Excuse me. Right, we are in religion view. Brilliant. Right. Krakow.
Could do. I mean, one day you'll get your capital to actually be of the same religion as you.
Crack on.
I mean, most of you. Yes, yeah, go on.
Let's do it.
You'll probably mostly end up converting your courtiers, but like. having
Yeah, but,
courtiers
you
in
know.
your religion is nice too.
Well, it means that I don't need to worry about...
Right, you have won that. So, how many days until the siege machines are ready?
42 days.
Oh. How many days until that 2,500 troops turn up?
So they're going to be in the next county on the 5th. Less than 42.
Probably. On the other hand, they are technically small enough for you to win a fight against them.
They are small enough to win a fight
So,
against.
You might actually be able to hang on long enough.
Do I want to raise some of my own troops?
I don't know. I think that's your decision.
Let's at least raise some of the nearby lot.
This is what my instincts say. Send a small force round back and hit their mining operation, and then they have to pull back to defend back, and you've bought time for your siege engines to get finished.
Except, alas, that is not how this works.
I mean, you can do that kind of thing. a bit, but there isn't. But the mining operations are not generally valuable enough. That
Okay,
it's not like you're going, oh my god, I'm going to have to build so many SCVs if they get through this.
the 5,000 have disappeared, which is slightly
I
worrying.
think they were going. They looked like they were walking north to me, so I think they are not immediately your
Okay.
problem, or they're joining up with an even bigger force. You can unpause.
Right, yeah, I can unpause.
There's not really much by time for some jobs to finish.
It's true.
Okay, it looks like you may still actually be earning more money than you're spending. Maybe that's a illusion.
Really not.
Really not. Okay.
Where are you guys going? Are you going off to besiege something of mine, you mad stoats?
Well, I mean that's fine. So siege engine should be ready fairly soon. Yes. Siege engine.
Right. Let's go.
Which will not be good for your forces. Oh, I'm a bit scared.
I'm a bit scared, but I've got like enough. Good. Right, that's someone else in my Fraticelli faithful. I will explain the importance of devotion. Damn it, I clicked on something again. Oh, well. Right, I can assault this place. Oops, I lost a battle. I've only got 5% war score, I don't understand
No,
that.
I think your assaults are not working because you don't really have enough. Well, your troops are now really grumpy as well.
Okay.
I think your battles against the enemy's allies don't gain you any war score.
Right.
So your war score is essentially going to be constant until you until you end up actually fighting.
Glue. Right, let's
So
I'm going to-
I'd be.
we'll go through them.
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that. I'm going. Is this war actually going to be worthwhile?
Currently I can still...
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying you should abandon it. I'm just I am just no longer confident that you shouldn't. So if you think that you can see a way through, like that's 4,000 troops just about to descend on your siege.
Yeah, I'm just pausing. I'm just
Would you
about
take a white piece?
to go for...
No. I feel that a surrender would be going a bit far. I mean, like,
Surrender.
if you're going
Yeah.
to surrender now, you may as well surrender later.
Yeah, I think you're right. Right.
Right. Pile that lot in there. See what happens.
And I can also... Oops. Right, off you go. Get leaving. Beep.
Well, yes. I mean, I don't think this is a war that you're going to be able to win by throwing more troops at it than the enemy. It's going to be a war that you win by being there already, by being able to right click accurately.
Okay.
1,000 troops live
That's an interesting question. They're going over it. Sort it. I'm paying £1 million already. Then I won't go to war against Upland for a bit because it's too scary.
You're no longer threatening. That's nice.
Oh, good. Well, I'm now known as the Great. Yes. And people are now leaving the defensive pact
Well,
against.
yes, your threat level has dropped. Unfortunately,
Which merchants want to buy titles? So that pisses off some random Baroness of Bochnia. That pisses off.
one of them gets you money.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Right now, quite like the money.
Right now, I like money because I'm engaged in a terribly expensive war. At some point, I will decide that I can't afford any more war, but not quite yet. Should I? No, I don't want to pull my troops out of there. I want to push more troops in.
Yeah, but on the other hand, yeah, if you lose that battle, then there aren't going to be any troops to push you.
Yeah. Oh, good. Estonian Holy War. Brilliant.
Oh, that's the Viceroy of Estonia's problem.
That's
Sorry,
true.
Vice-Ren? Is what?
Probably.
Estonia have a Vice-Ren at the moment?
Somewhere does. Possibly Lithuania.
Yes, I know Lithuania do. I'm not sure whether
I think both of them might be Vice-Rens, actually. Come on, get in there, you useless states. Right, hooray. We have found.
might work.
This open scan they work. If I have a horizontal line, if I draw a line like that, it will ping but not be quite horizontal. So I'll try adjusting it and and you get perfect lines.
That's given me 21% more squat, and I captured someone.
And for
Brilliant.
total free range
Get
there
all
until you
turned into
45 degrees and then
the target problems.
Yeah.
Go on, snap. Okay, down that's quite confusing. Again, there's no freedom there. And then near the vertical, again, you get snap, and again, so you can't get all them just off the horizontal. I mean, snapping to it and then pulling away again might be an option, possibly. But,
They seem to be a bit confused
or
about why
not
the
snapping at
tutorial
all.
Leave the
Yes.
No, because the settings, how many settings are them?
You're probably very confusing people that can't see what
Settings.
you're doing with your iPad.
Recognition, editing, palm rejection, iCloud, email, backup, search index, and troubleshooting. Pow, pow, pow.
Palm rejection is talk to the hand.
Palm rejection is don't talk about hand.
Single finger panning, writing posture, smart stylus, Apple Pencil or none. Single
So
finger
I'm
panning.
slightly worried about that 2,900 enemy troops meeting you at an inopportune moment.
I'm slightly worried about that too, but hang on, let me do a bit of army glue. Right. So now we're back besieging this place, and we need 20 days to build a siege engine. And they decided to. They've gone there. Right, okay, let's route some of you guys.
So there's a slight problem now. You're sending 900 troops to a certain defeat.
Yes, but I think I can afford one of those.
Is there an advantage in doing that over not over calling the 900 troops back?
You can't call them back. They're already committed to that move.
Yes, that was why I was.
Oh, yes, of course, this is not instantaneous communication.
Whether communication is instantaneous is a very interesting question in this game. Communication is weird, but for the most part, yes, you can't. It takes a few days to order a bunch of troops not to make a move.
So I can assault there now.
you're outnumbering them by a factor of 5, so almost 5. That might work. Okay, I believe that's going to work. It will kill a lot of your troops, but that's fine, they're mostly not your troops.
Nope.
And as soon as you take that, you should get 100% war score.
Yeah. Victory, 100% war score. Release the peace otter.
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 The silly people, you should have taken her white piece when she didn't actually offer it because it was so obvious you weren't going to take it. Oh no, you're you in Rumview, yes. It looks like you haven't actually gained that properly.
Hang on, no, I'm not in Rumview.
Oh right.
I am in Rumview now. Right,
Right.
now I'm going to dismiss the very expensive mercenaries because I can't afford to run them for much longer.
Yep.
And
Most but not all of your
Yes. actually, let's do this on a case by case basis because some people are in. That was the sound of something squawking.
Release the peace otter.
That's not the peace otter. That's the otter of extreme attack,
I think you'll find it was the otter.
of extreme squawk. Thank you. Right, let's dismiss them. And dismiss them. And oh, you're moving. Right, fine. I'll let you move into. And there's some.
A new defensive pact because you become
Fine.
threatening
Let's
again.
read everything. Someone's got slow fever, but I don't think it's my heir, so I don't care. Defensive pact. We've converted another county to Catharism. Brilliant. I mean, finally, Catharism is starting to get a bit of momentum in my empire. Just when I've got an emperor that's technically not actually Cathar. The problem is, I want my empire to stay Cathar because, you know, that means you can actually promote people based on them actually being useful and not have to go, oh, you're a woman, all you can do is be keeper of the swans. I hope you like swans. If you don't like swans, tough.
Like Stokes, you're not a boat.
Right. So, my demesne size is too big.
Yes, well that's fine. Find a claimant you like and land them. Or find a city and promote the mayor to count, but you want to be a bit careful about that. So, that one's a castle that doesn't have any other things in it.
Yes.
So yes, you've still got another army at the south, towards the south edge of the screen you can dismiss.
Yes. I can't dismiss it there
Oh,
currently.
that one's not moving as well, is it?
Yeah, they're movement locked. So I need to wait a bit for people to get out of the relevant places. So I need to find something to give some. What have I got? What do I want to give away? So I've got one little bishopric.
Which so
And
those
some
ones
cities.
should
Yeah.
probably be assigned to someone, at least as mayor or bishop. But again, those could be used for a claimant.
Yeah, I've got a county, another county, another county, a county, a duchy, a kingdom, and an empire. So I think if I
So what
Jan Barreland, I think, was somewhere in. So if I go back to de jure duchies, it's part of de jure, but Berkslaken. So I could just transfer it to the Earl of Berkslaken.
possibly. So if you, oh yes, one thing I wanted to do. Can you ask what the calculation is for the domain size? You mouse over that because it show you. Doesn't directly say. No, it really says 6. So you're currently holding 4 counties and 2 barony equivalents, aren't you? So
Yeah.
that's probably what that's counted from, right? Because curiously, the wiki doesn't actually bother to mention how you calculate it. It tells you how to calculate what your limit is, but not how you calculate what you have. So yes, if you were to carry on holding Young Barland inside your domain, then you will probably have a grumpy Duke of Bergslagen. Indeed, you could track down the Duke of Bergslagen and find out how whether he does currently have a grump against you for holding that
It's true.
county. And that would certainly seem like a good reason for getting rid of it. Is it also the Duke of Beacon? Oh, no, there's a separate Duke of Bergslagen, right. So yes, July is the county of Yambar land. So, but, if you have any claimants you want to land, you could give them the county and then make them his vassal.
Yeah, that's true.
But of course, the slight problem is that you're not in imminent danger of launching a great big claymore against anyone.
It's true.
But
Well, is Everthon? There's Pictland. Pictland is not like implausible. Pictland
next
is.
level up.
Pictland is not.
He's ruled by a child of 11. That's kind of interesting. Yes.
Because I can go for kingdom claims now, can't I?
Yep. So, were you to find someone with a claim on Pictland and be able to press that claim within the next 5 years?
Isn't the danger of the opponent holding region being ruled by a child of 11 that they might not make strategic mistakes that a child of 11 could spot?
There is that, but the important thing is that you can press weak claims against children.
Weak claims come.
Thank you, Gareth.
Thank you.
It's compulsory.
And therefore, if you find someone who has a suitable weak claim, you can then you can recruit them into your realm. And weak claims are much more common than strong claims.
He's actually got strong claims.
Other entertaining claims.
No, those are on the duchies inside Pictland.
Inside Pictland.
So, anyway, let's invite him to
I'm
court.
kind of now mildly worried. Do your claims survive when they are an extra level of vassal down? Is it everyone in the vassal tree below you can use? But I think the best way to find that out is to try it.
Yes, let's invite him to court. Anyway, I'm pretty sure because, like...
There are an awful lot of those.
Yes. Like, I'm pretty sure that Count Hrothgar of Chietsen is not my direct vassal. In any case, I can check in a minute when
I mean, this is taking advantage of a gap when we're planning to assign this because currently you have a grumpy duke. So,
Yes, so give him...
yes, the only interesting thing is whether you attempt to make him a particular type of person, but since you're planning to make him somebody else's vassal, you don't really care whether he brings in lots of taxes or not. Include lower titles, probably, because that gives him that means that he's the person you're assigning him the county, aren't you?
Yeah.
That means that well, I wonder if you could do even better. Oh, maybe that. Oh, yeah, I think that'll do. Let's not make this unnecessarily complicated.
Thank you. Anyway, right, so...
I couldn't find a non-claimable one.
Right, so he's now Count of Thing.
Of Yambarland.
So now, if we zip back...
Does he love you?
Ooh, good point. Let's go find Yarnbrand. Yes.
Well, he loves you.
Right, yes. Demand religious conversion. Brilliant. Right, let's do the thing. Wait for that to happen. Excellent. Right.
I mean, whether he's really a Cathar or is merely pretending is another matter, but...
I'm just generally in favour of... Right, so now we need to find...
You don't have to care about the difference.
Well, he might
Duke
come out
of
as a
Bergslagen.
Secret Catholic
Yes.
later.
Let's transfer vassalage. Count of Yardbarland.
Right. So now the Duke Schooley's opinion of you should have improved substantially.
So he's now a thing.
Yes.
He's now
That's
much happier
much
with
nicer
me.
number.
Where are we? Can we dismiss some people? Yes, we can. Dismiss, and you're not unhappy. Dismiss, not unhappy. Let's just make sure that whatever. Whatever.
You can actually detect where they get stop moving rather than just going, oh damn, they're still walking.
Yes.
Right. So now, see if you have. You do indeed have a reclaim pressable against single pigment, and that will be pressable for a few years.
Yes.
You also have
I
a
also.
against Norway.
How's Norway doing?
So Norway is quite big.
It's true. Let's go and find. Oh, that's the Queen of Norway.
Queen Ilva, the usurper of Norway. I don't know quite how that's pronounced. I'll leave that to you. Thank you. I don't think it's pronounced quite.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Okay, so that's not actually. They're not terrifying either.
No.
So your claim against her is pressable on the grounds of she is female.
Yeah, and she's going to continue being female
for
a
a good
while.
decade at least.
Yes. So we should probably go on.
Both of those are thus not urgent to press.
Yes. What I should do is change my
Yes,
laws.
that's now available. So I think you get one change, and then you have to wait years.
city taxation.
Can you find out where your taxes are coming from?
That's
Outside Christ, usually.
a very interesting thing.
Oh, itchy leg.
So that
Right. So the barony of Krakow gives you 16.35 a month. I presume that's per month.
yeah. Which I don't know how that relates to my monthly balance at all.
Yes. Carry on. Okay.
So
And
I'm
of
just
course,
going
all
to.
the baronies give you nothing.
So that's the total tax that a place raises, and this is what's paid to me. So I get 11 things from Gotland,
Yes.
which is not unexpected.
Yes. I suspect you may not have much by way of vassal bishoprics at all.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
Probably, if you want to get more money, oh yes, that's from Krakow.
Krakow.
Of course.
Yeah.
It claims 35.8. I wonder if this is annually rather than monthly or something. Sadly, this it won't tell you. The
Yeah.
this piece of the game user interface seems kind of more primitive than most of it.
Something
A
from
fair amount from
Rusa.
Rusa because you're directly holding Rusa and
Some from Colm, wherever the hell.
Helm, which is the other
the-
place that you just took over.
Oh yeah.
So
That gives me like some taxation levels.
I
My
think
levies. I'm just checking. What I want to find out is my expenditure, but I can't.
well the thing is that most of the time you should have no expenditure. So I'm slightly confused at what. Unless that lot add up to 12 times, and this is gratuitously doing things
Per year rather than per month. I
per
have.
year rather than per month. But I think I'm kind of inclined to say, given that at the moment you seem to have more cities than you have bishoprics under you, as in you have no county level theocracies. I think you should. If you're going to
Let's
increase
experiment
the tax law,
with
increase
this.
the city taxation law.
So,
Good night.
good night.
Bye bye.
So I'm going
So
to
you'll slightly upset your city vassals.
6.47.
Yes, you'll have to wait for people to vote on it. But
Yes.
conveniently, almost all of your vassals are not burghers,
And so they will.
so they'll go, yes,
It's just
let's make those weird trading people
Oh look,
pay more tax.
about. So suddenly three of my big landholders have gone. Yeah, sure. Large city taxes, excellent. Oh look, someone's joined a defensive pact against me. More people are joining a defensive pact against me. Let's pause so I can actually keep up with my messages. Approved, 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 approved. Some people aren't married anymore. Probably means they're dead, Dave.
Technically, divorces are achievable, but not for you,
Well,
because you don't have a pope anymore.
well, yeah, that's because I.
Well,
Hooray!
Poland would
Large
be
city
decent for large
tax
city
law.
tax law.
My monthly income is exactly what it was before. Brilliant.
Maybe you need to wait
I might
until
need to wait,
months
of course,
roll
until the next month trickles in. I've got 0.2 extra money.
in. Right, well,
Woohoo!
uh,
Right, well,
that was not a great increase, but maybe if we could reorganise things so that you actually have more city vassals. Because, like, you're allowed 10... Oh, you lost a council member. You're allowed 10% of your territory to be in republics. And at the moment, you have one county as a republic, and I'm pretty sure you've got more than 10 counties total.
Let's see if I can invite someone to court. Not my religion group, I want my religion. Thank you.
After the slight embarrassment with Puskov.
Shh. Right, anyway, you're extremely religious and you're the Bishop of Chernobyl, which, you know, is, like, relevant and important.
You haven't got join court on, but on the other hand...
Oh yeah, let's put join court on.
But you might want to thus look through your vassals. No, but they're probably most... Yes, Chernobyl's too far below you, isn't it? You can't actually...
Yeah, I don't know that they exist. But anyway, I can invite the court chaplain of Salvia or Sard, the commander of Mercia, who's for some reason...
that's Mercia with a U.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not actually Mercia.
Yeah.
Is it Morica?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean...
Theologian. Okay, well, let's try inviting... No, I don't want them to sign garden, I want to invite them to court.
It is kind of particularly amusing when you have a plot to kill right next to
I know.
invite to court. Don't accidentally plot to kill this person that you wanted them to like you.
It's true, it's true, it's true. Hooray, I can dismiss my levy, and I might be able to go to war again in a little bit. Right. So how are my overall levies? They're down a little bit because I've just raised my levies. The Mazovian fleet are doing something somewhere with someone. Right, excellent. So, anyway, I now have a court chaplain. Get proselytising. Actually, I probably should have sent them to the new place, but never mind.
Well, you don't really care.
It's true.
As in, you don't need it, because it's already got a castle, you don't need it converted.
That's true, it's true.
So yes, in terms of getting lots of troops, I think one thing that will win you, that would help you quite a lot, is getting that other castle in your
yeah.
in
Problem
Krakow.
there is that
And that's currently held by Germania, so it's not actually. You've already concluded that hitting them is not unfeasible.
but it's also not that feasible either, particularly since I've just spent a lot of money on mercenaries.
So how are your troop numbers at the moment?
They were about 13,750. They're about 14,000, which is...
Germania.
There really has to be a better way of doing this.
There is a button for show me the top liege. Okay, has Germania gone incredibly squishy for some reason? I mean, it is kind of falling apart, to be fair.
It is a bit, isn't it? So, actually, plans...
You do have two useful casus belli, which you use quite carefully about this, against Germania, which is either to kick out their trade posts or to claim that
city.
castle. I would go for claiming the castle personally.
I think I'll certainly go for claiming the castle, and I can come back for a second round of...
Stronger.
Yes.
I mean, it's a silly claim.
And also, it's easy for me to work on it quickly.
Yes, indeed. You raise the levies in the relevant place, and they immediately set to besieging it, and then you should get lots of ticking law score. You just have to run round in circles, trying not to get beaten up too much.
Right. So let's declare war.
So you should have this is assuming this works, so should somewhere down there be
Krakow Holdings.
Which is, yes. He has an ally, that looks like.
Oh, let's...
Now, so the ally in the top, by the red flag. The reason I know there's an ally is that, right, he can bring in how scary are they? I mean, they're a long way away, but they will arrive.
Yes, let's just go. They're less scary than they were a few decades ago, I will say.
So,
Beep!
So if Earthon go all in, they would they would be a problem.
They would definitely be a problem. Okay, let's temporarily assume that let's also check his pact. Yeah, okay.
Yes, I was going to say, when you mouse over a place in this view, it gives you a bunch of key presses at the bottom that you might find useful. Because one of them is
So if I
shift right click should pop up. Yes, the top lead of the
of the relevant area, and right click gives you the province owner.
So
Right.
that way you can quickly go, no, that's part of the Byzantine Empire.
So my threat is...
Yes, of course, now you do actually need to check whether people are in defensive pacts against you when you
That's true.
threaten to stop them. But I suspect Pickland's too far away for that. I suspect they're not expecting you to turn up.
Holy Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire,
Yes.
not me yet.
Pickland think that Poland all the way over there is not a threat because you're so far away. They haven't noticed that there is a direct line across the North Sea by ship.
Yep.
And you can probably raise quite a lot of. Some other county is converted.
Excellent.
You can probably raise a fair number of ships from Gotland, though I think it
Yes.
should be more generous.
So, let's wait for my vassal level pen. Well, let's check first of all that I don't have any stupid vassals raised. Right, yes. Wait for my vassal levies to expire. Yeah, the number of times I have clocked this off is non-zero. Definitely non-zero. I will check again before I declare war that he's not, surprisingly got some mates or got into a defensive pact against me. But that's unlikely because my threat will be going down slowly. Of course, it'll go back up shortly. State. How many commanders are Poland? Down quite a few.
I'm marking work, so not typing currently. But snooze womble.
Right, let's add in a few commanders. So I
I
have.
have no idea if they're watching this.
So, and I can, of course. Yeah,
If you can raise any ships.
it'll be hilarious.
I think
I
last
think-
time it turned out you couldn't actually raise any ships in Shetland.
I couldn't get anything much from Shetland. Someone's having a
But you
siege
can
somewhere
probably,
in
raise ships from Gotland.
technically in my territory.
One of the advantages of having a merchant republic is that they tend to be quite well endowed with ships.
Just make Silesia a bit happier. Come on, nearly happy Silesia.
You could possibly point out that I'm marking work and therefore just running my toe along the keyboard currently. What kind of brrrring with my feet, if you can spell that? But probably you can't.
So, do of course still have that little patch of Wales, which I will promise one day. Right, okay, Silesia is happy. So, right, you then. You are feudal, you are currently weak as a weak stoat.
Weaklings
I'm
don't.
sure he doesn't really only have 352 troops at his disposal.
Well, certainly not for long. I mean, he will very shortly hire some, I'm sure. Right. He might just have been at war. Anyway, right, let's do that funky war declaring thing. Claim
So,
right, his
in your
account.
You are an empress, therefore you will not have a problem. Yes.
It's the liege of.
I think those messages are wrong because I think we've gone, hang on, this doesn't fit with how we understand things.
Because I'm not of the same dynasty as him.
You're neither of the same dynasty.
Or the de jure liege of
the king will pick them. But I think that because he is already your vassal, he will stay your vassal.
And if not, I'll learn.
Yes. I think we've had a previous war where we went, hang on, that doesn't apply in this case. Are we sure that this will work? But it was a slightly less entertaining war, and the answer was yes, it will work.
So, right. Okay.
I mean, it seems scary going to war against the kingdom, but they're quite such a feeble kingdom.
They seem to be such a feeble kingdom.
Right. So yes, you ought to be able to to raise a reasonable number of boats.
Let's go for.
Jacob, yes, exactly, Alexander. I described it as a bring. I've no idea if Jacob can hear me. Hello, Jacob, if you can.
Well, since he said he could hear the
Well, no, he may have said sounds like a sort of running on the keyboard himself and going,
viewers has
ooh,
dropped to zero again, so-
if I run my finger on the keyboard, it might sound like a bring.
I'm going to have to zoom in a bit so I can see this. Right, anyway, let's embark that army. Let's send that army over to Samogitsia, which is useful.
Oh yes, you've got another 70 fleet in Yanbar, which turns out to be Vastmarland.
Yes, Vastmarland.
Ah, no viewers, Jacob can hear me.
Interesting.
Right.
It's gone back to one again. I don't know what's going on. I think YouTube is optimising for people with 10,000 viewers and doesn't actually get the numbers around one correct.
Just rounds to the nearest 10,000.
Well, you could send one of the other fleets up there, merge them, collect them, go back down again while you're
It's
faffing
true.
around getting your other armies into place.
I mean, I think my plan here is to basically just raise like lots of armies and see what happens. No, that's
Yeah,
not.
that did get them both.
Okay, right.
Now
Well,
you've just deselected one of them.
oh, stoats. Right. Well, let's send you over here, and send you over here.
If you were to press the button that selects that shows you sub-realms, then you would be able to know whether you're clicking on the thing that you've already raised vassals for.
It's probably
Or
true.
for.
So I'm planning not to raise my personal levies for this because they're expensive.
Yeah, and you are not well off the cash, and this really should be dealt with without them.
Indeed.
So yes, an unfortunate thing here is you lost that convenient western coastal province.
Yep.
Slupsk.
Oh, hang on. Can I raise any vassals there? No, I can't. So somewhere up here. I've got some more ships.
Yeah, that's a very big fleet.
It's a very big fleet there. I have no idea what they're doing there. Can't get any people.
Meanwhile, yes, as I suspected, you have zero fleet at
And no people in Shetland. I would like to sack my.
I think there's no castle in Shetland. There's a clan which looks like. Oh right, that's a tribe. Only it's called a clan.
This
Here.
was induction. Oh, that's it.
So, yes. I don't know. Maybe at some point someone wants to upgrade that to a city, to a castle rather.
Oh yeah, but I don't know now, so it's like my vassal's problem.
Pretty much. I can't remember if you might be able to pay to improve it yourself. But, well, yes, obviously you only just allowed them to get down to zero.
It's true. Right, let's Okay, you've got a reasonable person in charge. I'm going to see if I can launch this lot off as a kind of blitzkrieg force to go up against Pickland.
There's 820 loaded.
Yeah, let me just apply some glue, embark an army, send
that
this.
that can take another. Yes.
Oh, it could take another 8 squillion.
Good mute person who's probably not listening.
You lot can get on that ship and pause so time can happen. I might need to zoom out a little bit just in case there are people coming to get me from somewhere. Right, whatever.
Oh, it looks like you just translated my gibberish to Jacob.
Right. Good. So, right. Let's embark the army and let's send you on a scouting expedition to...
You don't have to land. Merely sitting offshore will
Well, let's send you
give you
yeah.
a view of whether there are any troops waiting for you
on
the shore.
Indeed. So, right, we now have slightly more people. Well, let's apply some glue to the ships. Let's apply some glue to that.
That was only one.
Was only one army. Right, anyway, so you get on that ship. Well, we still have lots of space. Yes, you're my 46th fleet. Still going there. And mysteriously, I've ended up in trade views with you again. Sometimes I do find that the UI a little entertaining. Right, so you're going to lurk off the coast of Scotland in a menacing way. You are going to
So
embark.
that's everyone from the Scandinavian peninsula.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is send them over here because they've got a good commander. Sorry, select the ships. Send them over here because they've got a good commander. See if there's anyone there. And if there isn't, unload. If there is, maybe contemplate going and saying hello to the main bit of Pickland. Right. I know you're not quite in Samogitsia yet. Fine. Close that so I can at least see what's happening. And we're still in credit, which is very important. So you lot have arrived in Samogitsia.
Erslagen is suffering from an internal revolt.
Well, it's not my problem, Gov.
All you care about is that the Duke of Bergslagen quite like.
Oh, here come the Scottish fleet.
Well,
So, that's entertaining. I might not want to embark all my troops, I might want to leave a few behind to...
so there's no sign of any troops immediately there.
Yeah. I'm inclined to send them up here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could check what the holdings in
That's
that
true.
coastal county are like, but they probably need more than that. That's part of the Byzantine Empire. That's fine. So
They're far too
you're
scary.
going to need a lot more troops than that to take Stamford Bridge.
Alright, yeah. Well, let's go up there so I can at least...
And amass your army a bit more.
Yes.
So
So,
Pickland is coming in with presumably about 1,300 troops.
yes. So I'm going to leave behind, like, some,
So there's that convenient 2,000 army,
indeed, which...
which might be a reasonable one to set past us.
which I think I'm going to move somewhere slightly different. I'm going to glue my fleet together a bit. I'm currently going to glue my fleet together a bit. And zoom out again. No, let's load. Embark some more armies.
I'm not sure you ever actually gave those 2046 troops a new destination.
I did. I'm going to Stovia.
So your other fleets have probably got their destination.
So
I think you need to select the troops and ask them to go.
yeah, I know. What I'm wanting to do is so that's about 2,000. So what about you? Sorry, you. You are also about 2,000. And what about you? Even more. Okay, so let's go for this one here. So if
Can you select all of those fleets and then select all of their armies? Not that it really matters. So then you just do. So then you didn't just do. Well, it's a fleet, so you have to select them. Then you do. Well, okay, we can do. No, those both seem to think that there's ownership.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, so okay. Let's glue you guys together. And ooh, there's quite a lot of ships. So
You have any shortage of ships.
what I think I'm going to do is embark what I've currently got here, and then leave the rest behind, because they've got a total of about 3,000. I've got a bit more than 3,000 kicking around there, and that can always activate the chicken. Where the chicken in question.
Right, so you've started besieging.
Yes,
Hi,
I've
Claire.
started besieging in Pictland. So I'm just checking that no one's inconveniently joining defensive pacts against me. Let's zoom out a bit. Fine, let's zoom in a bit. I can't see
It really would
anything.
be nice if it showed your armies, or at least your fleets at that scale.
Or at least that, there was an army somewhere in the vicinity. So, right, where are we? We are at the siege of Dumekeladon. Right, I feel that I should march you guys, shush, over there, so that I have a set of 4 people in one place to go after the confused confused Scots. Sorry, Picts. Sorry, they're not Scots yet. Something went wrong with the Scots. Yeah, the Scots should be busy being very Scottish at this point. He appears to have taken his army and run away. Bum.
Take my army and go home. I don't think he's actually going home. I mean, you can at least then easily watch the ships. And,
Let's start applying some glue. So, since I've got
it's possible you piled those.
let's send you lot over there. And go, damn it, I need like one more ship. Okay, so I'm going to unload those into the neighbouring county. Partly because there's a fairly tight supply limit, and partly because then I can be besieging 2 things at once. And I don't think I'm at any risk right now of excuse me, you lot. Get going back over here. Why are you suffering attrition? Oh, because someone else's army is also in the place that has insufficient stuff. Right, well, fine. Right, let us apply glue. Is that really the best we can do? Right, let's do a little bit of... You are obviously brilliant. Let's actually... There we are, we now have 2 sensible armies. Right, you're still plodding away over there. No idea where the Pictish troops are. They appear just to have vanished. I should look out for any messages that say, by the way, your holding in Stokeland is under siege, on account of the fact that I don't know where most of my people are. Yes, I don't have enough people there to do an overwhelming siege, but that's fine. I might end up bringing some more people in from the east. Oh, there, look, there go the ships. Good. Which one's Deltuva?
Somewhere you've got.
Hang on, let's go into religion
really,
review.
Though,
Oh, there we are.
Is not really.
I've got 2 bits of loyalty. Right.
You're still in the position where your religion is not the religion of most of your territory.
So let's see. Let's embark that army, and I can't embark that army as well, but I can embark that army, and then I can send you over here, and eventually the big fleet will go back. I might dismiss some of my vassal fleets at that point, because I haven't raised anyone from Krakow yet. So I do have the potential to raise people from Krakow. Yes, well, all the ship faff just shows why I stuffed up so egregiously when I was William the Conqueror, because it's actually quite hard. On the plus side, I do know how this kind of thing works now, so you know it goes a lot better. Oh, what I haven't checked recently is my technology. Can I buy any? I can't buy any military advances. I've got no technology. I could think about investing in trade practices at some point, but
yes, that kind of thing may actually be worth doing now that you've got.
I could invest a bit in shipbuilding because I am actually using my vassal fleet. So let's do that. Now, it is also worth investing in popular customs when I have enough thing, but I need to invest a lot more first because I do, of course, now tax my burghers, as it were. Okay, off we go. Embark army. What I might do is keep the 30 ships around. I think that's a useful number to have around. And then dismiss the giant fleet.
You can actually walk into Ireland.
Yeah.
Ships will be able to cross there.
I've got 5% more score.
Well,
Woohoo.
curiously, you can't walk across the Straits of Dover there.
No. It's very entertaining. I wonder why.
Well, I think maybe that will make the Norman invasion too easy.
And so I suppose it's actually quite hard to get out of the Irish Sea. you have to make effort, particularly since the prevailing wind will kind of like crush you into sort of southern Scotland. So, right. Disgorge troops over here.
I think maybe you could actually have landed. You could actually have docked there because you control
Oh,
some
yeah.
of it. So possibly you need to control the city.
Well, I'll get to find out shortly, I suspect. So, how are these lot doing? You're nibbling away at a slightly tricky city. Right, fair enough. Right, now to supply army glue. Let's send you off to lurk in a friendly port, just in case I need you. And then I'll see if I can dismiss the...
You'll have to send them back to the French port.
Well, yes, but I can send them back to one in not quite Norway. So this lot are just sort of mimbling around in the North Sea rather. Disgorge troops, I think I'll disgorge troops over there. So I've now got 2 reasonably sized armies that I can cause to kick around. You're still disgorging your troops. Right, you are now troopless. Back you go to somewhere sensible. Apply army glue. Right, excellent. So I can in theory assault, but I'm not going to because I don't have anything like the overwhelming numbers that I would want to do this with. Right, you're back.
Lots of besieging.
There's lots of besieging to be done.
And then the interesting question is, so what if he just keeps all his troops on his ship?
Well, I think I just have to learn.
Or
I
do you
then
just have to do it by the 36-month rule.
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of worth it for the whole of
Pictland. Yeah, well, assuming I get the whole of Pictland because he was my vassal to start with, but we'll find this out.
Are they still the nice biscuits?
There are some of those, there are some others as well.
What are the others? I don't like
It's the big box of, not box,
that.
big
The
thing of
variety pack.
varieties.
Because it was just nices as well.
I've eaten all the good ones.
Except that you took the good one. There's a chocolate one. There's a jam ring with no cream in it. That's disappointing. There's bourbons. Actually, the proper bourbons, not the sort of strange one. There's a sweet thing eating. Oh, bourbon.
So
A
let's
real bourbon. Yeah, the jam ring's upset me because there isn't cream in it.
disband that fleet. Right. So here we are, settled in for a long stout war of attrition. I don't really want to join my armies. Attrition,
Oh.
because the supply limit for some of these places is about 9,000. Or rather, it was in winter, and so I need to be a bit careful about that. And it will probably go a bit quicker anyway, because most of these places, I even with 8,000, I'd feel a bit marginal about assaulting them with my own troops. If I just run 2 places and nibble them to death slowly. Yes, he's still wandering hopelessly around. Now the Baltic. This is the Baltic, isn't it? As soon as you go through the
Yeah.
bits of Copenhagen. Somewhere around here there's Elsinore, but please do not ask me questions about where. Aha, right, Krakow has converted, so let's have a quick look at religion view. Lollards or Catholics? Yeah. Do I want to stomp on the Lollards or the Catholics?
I think we want to get at heresies first, but I don't know if that applies so much when you're a heretic as well.
It's true. Well, let's go stomp some lollards.
Up to the highest bollards.
There we go. Oh, so that's a pictish. Excuse me, I need to go back to realm view. Right, fine.
Simply raise your personal levy, send them off to hit that, and then dismiss them again.
What's the one?
Get yourself a quick army, a quick battle win.
Where are you going? You're going to the Gulf of Danzig. You're going to run away again, aren't you? Fine, I can dismiss my levies.
Yep, you can't see your army yet.
It's true, but he's heading back to the Gulf of Danzig anyway. I will march my guys up to the coast because it does look like they could be trying to do something. And then, march them along the coast back into my territory. Chiefs has died. Someone's trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Kiev. Well, stakes to you then.
They're back.
They're back? I mean, this doesn't seem like the world's most sensible idea. Where are you going? Back to the Gulf of Danzig. What are you doing? 11% war score, right? Which siege was that then? Okay.
One's the northern one.
Yeah. But yes. So you're now besieging
A rather softer church.
a rather soft church. And you're still besieging that. Right, fine, okay. You appear to have taken everyone back on board, but I will just walk up to the coast and walk along the coast for a bit before dismissing my levies. And I am still in profit, thanks to... Okay, Helm, let's pause, because you're currently somewhere sensible. And I can dismiss you, because they're all off-gassotted somewhere. Fine. Right, anyway, so... Siege of Schoon? Possibly? I don't know. My Pictish is not very good. I don't think anyone's Pictish is very good. And you can learn about Pictish symbol stones, but the study of those has made everybody who studied them completely mad. I say this as someone that, was an Anglo-Saxonist and thus also, therefore, completely mad. But the Pictish people were a league apart. Right. Okay. I'm still going to keep time fairly low because I do not trust what these guys are doing, the Scots are doing. Right, can I find literally 3 people and possibly...
Yeah,
Yeah.
459.
Right, you've got someone in charge. And you're not my personal levy, so you're cheap. Where are you going? Are you going back to the Gulf of Danzig? You're going back to the Gulf... What are you playing at? At this rate, I'm just going to keep these guys here, just out of your sight, and then try and do a blitzkrieg raid on you, because this is getting tedious. Oh, you're having second thoughts again. I will explain the importance of devotion to you, since this seems to get the best results.
I mean, ideally, you want all of these secret Fraticelli to convert to Catholics.
It's true, but a lot of them aren't my vassals. I'm at 16% raw score. Brilliant. I'm now sieging Perth. I've heard of Perth.
Yeah, have you heard of that Perth? Or is it the one in Western Australia that you mostly deal with?
I have in fact heard of the one in Scotland as well. Right. Anyway, she's at court in Kiev and is somebody else's problem. I think Kiev is somebody else's problem. At least it's one of my vassals' problems. Where are you going? You're now suiting again.
The bottom of my head says move closely,
Okay. Captured someone. Good. Not sure who.
It's not, sadly, the thing is
Yes. Okay, so we started in 1296, so it's lasted 1 year and 4 months. So I might manage to eventually get the get it through attrition. Ooh, I might need a fleet to get across to there though.
I would suggest leaving that problem until nearer the time.
I will leave that problem until nearer the time. I might be able to.
Like, you can get to every other bit of Pickford. I think it is unlikely that the Western Isles will be the last bit of war score you need.
It's true. Another bit of capital. Ooh, 280. But you're going back to the Gulf of Danzig. Fine. What are you doing?
So they've landed and left again in the time that it took your army, it has taken your army to not quite reach them.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I think the AI is not quite sure what to do when it's usually overpowered, when it's usually defeated. It doesn't seem to think that maybe even if I only have a small war score, I should just surrender. Though I suppose if he's going to lose his kingdom, he may well want to try to go down fighting.
It's true. Well, I certainly would. You know, I mean, obviously, unless I'm, empressed and I can afford to lose a kingdom, I'd rather not lose a kingdom. Right, but one of the people I imprisoned has come of age. Ooh! Right, where are you going? You're back to the Gulf of Danzig. Can we? Fingers crossed. Can we A, get into a war and B, win the fight? I'm hoping we can win the fight. If only because they look very confused.
I mean, they are technically flanking me.
They are technically flanking me, however, it turns out that they don't actually have any people to flank me with, and therefore this is going less well than they might hope. Ooh, Siege of Perth was a victory. I think there's 8 million more, so I don't need to go and check whether my troops are doing anything stupid or not. Right, that's got me 34% more score. Right, where you're going? You're going off to Gulf of Danzig. I shall drag you back over here, because I don't think I need to do anything more with that for the time being. So how are we doing over there? We're besieging Aberdeen. It's going okay. And over there we're besieging Nan Arudoket. I have no idea where that is. Does anyone? So at this point I can afford to take time slightly faster, provided I'm reasonably alert. Might as well dismiss this lot for the time being, because basically now, if I can avoid fighting him, it's a good idea pretty much. Well. There is a small problem. I'm pursuing a weak claim against him because he's a child. What happens if he comes of age?
I think it's
Before.
okay, but I don't
Because we
know.
started the war before he came of age. Oh dear. Someone has declared Sierras de Holy War for Coravia on Emperor Childebert the Cruel. Phew, right, that's someone else, it's not on me. Okay.
I think you get a bigger message when it's a war against you.
I might get a bigger message when it's war.
Childebert is Jemima?
That's 42 ships.
Yeah, you've only got about 42 people on.
There's another 13 over here.
Yeah, okay, sorry, those 42 probably have no one on them at all.
Right, anyway, we're at 45% war score. Let's watch what comes off those. Well, okay, 42 ships. I mean, look, if you actually manage to land some people, I will just raise my personal levies from Krakow.
There are 280 people there.
Yeah, but they can't do anything, can they?
No, I mean, I would say, given it's that few, I would just let them be.
Yeah.
Let them take attrition there. Quite how they're managing to get attrition when there are 278 of them, I don't know. But
Well, okay, the 42 ships don't appear to have left a much larger army behind, so... Right. Right, we're at 56%. Let's go and see. Ooh! We have besieged it. Right, let's move on to the
maybe
next.
worth checking where has things that are going to be softest to besiege first, like if there's anywhere else that has a bishopric at the top.
I don't know, I think it's pretty...
Yeah, it looks like they're all castles. Okay, well.
Yeah,
Right.
there's nowhere really soft. Right. Let's just check that nothing bizarre and unexpected. I mean, you could try unloading it in, like, your people in Norway or Sweden. It would, it would probably go better for you. I mean, not that much better in the long run, because I would still be able to haul the metric ton of troops over there and squash you. Maybe I should unpause if I want time to actually pass. I should read my messages. Someone wants to murder someone. Holding Krakow is under siege. In somebody else's war. Brilliant. Ah, this is the Holy Roman Emperor thing. Right, fine. I mean, if you insist on making problems for me, I will come and try and make solutions for you. My solutions involve pointy sticks. But if that means that someone besieges that holding of the Holy Roman Empire out from under me, well, out from under them, then maybe I've got someone softer to go and kick to try and get it back.
No, it's in Krakow, it's not the Holy Roman Empire, is what, no?
Yes, it was. Oh, Germania, sorry, yes. Oh, well.
They were fairly... I mean, they're not that soft. And we found they had some awkward allies, didn't we?
We did.
They had Ireland as an ally.
Oh, look, we found some troops from somewhere.
Troops.
Well,
And they buggered off again.
I'm fine with that. I can sit here and, if you... Oh, where are you going with your 42? Do you actually have any troops on there this time? 66. Right, I don't care. Right, so... now we are besieging Adria. Seem to have lost quite a few people in that, but oh well, state. I mean, you've got quite a large fleet. I'm not convinced you have, like, anyone on it.
Well, it was like 472 when you queried him before the
It's true.
war started.
I could query him
He
again.
may have been trying to improve matters a little.
276. I'm not going to bother with that. Not worth getting out of bed for. Ooh, 400. Right, well, maybe. Where are you going? You're going back to the Gulf of Danzig. Well, if you show any signs of, like, in any way... Ooh, one of you's going towards Slupsk.
Which isn't your territory either.
It's true, but it is at least, like, vaguely... They're going back to the Gulf of Danzig. Whatever.
Joe Biden has proposed limiting number of guns a person can buy to 1 per month.
This...
And therefore he wants to, according to Trump, wants to abolish Second Amendment and so on because guns are bad. 1 a month?
Oh, good, right. You're going to unload in North Poland? No.
No, okay. The current bit of Poland you possess is actually north of the bit you're currently invading. So.
It's true.
Raiders have arrived to loot and pillage in your county of Narva.
Oh no, not again. Well,
Sorry, we're busy. They'll have cleared out by the time we can get there, I think.
yeah, they're also just trying to besiege. I mean, you know, they can't do anything with that many people at the moment. Siege rare victory, right. Aha, right, off we go into the next county. 71% more score. Well, what's her official religion? She's officially iconoclast. So I think I'd rather have her as Fraticelli.
Yes.
Right.
And continue explaining devotion to her.
Try being devoted. It's nice. Has anyone managed to unload any troops from there?
I
No.
briefly saw a few troops, but
Well, I briefly saw a ship. One for all and all for one. Muscasets. I'm getting a lot of money. Oh well, that's nice. It's possibly because I've, you know, got all these places that I'm looting money from. As I try to besiege this place, which is getting a bit marginal actually. Right, 76% more score. So there is a fleet of 42. Has it turned up with anyone on it? Well, has it turned up with like more than 500 people on it? Or even as many as 500 people?
It can't have 500.
No.
No, it can't. So it can have 4,000.
4,200.
No, it turned out on 79.
Right,
Who were
no.
feeling slightly unwell after that long siege.
Yes. They got straight back on again. I have no idea what the AI is playing at, but it's not being very eye. So right, we're at 76% more score, which is composed of 1% from battles and 75% from occupation.
Just check off a piece doesn't do anything useful. No, not yet.
It's just a flesh wound. Ooh!
Diligent is good, stressed is not very good. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not leaving troops. Oh, they have managed to land like 950 people, so.
And they're standing still.
And a standing still. Let's just check that I have someone. Right, I have someone leading the army, that'll do. Off we go.
Bet they won't manage to catch them.
Currently they're just standing there.
Dying. Slowly.
Dying slowly. Dying slowly.
June in a coast province, how you dying? Yeah, there was.
They've got
Well, they're
11,000.
not actually Scottish. No, pictures now. I'll look at the
Yeah,
Those
they
ones
are.
Yes, I mean there were ones that appeared in Northumberland. And thereabouts. Briefly.
Yeah, they briefly appeared and
But I
disappeared.
don't know if they were actually
That siege is getting a tiny bit marginal, but anyway, we'll let
They're
them.
only the majority.
It's true. Get him a buzzard. Okay, I can afford to get you a buzzard. Oh, we've got up to 1,100.
You may actually get a battle.
Uh,
You may even have a
82% more score.
disadvantage by virtue of their defensive loss.
It's true.
Yes, I mean now you're getting a non-trivial. Oh, you have a peace offer.
Otter.
We surrender under these terms. He gains the Kingdom of Pictland. Okay, let's do it.
So, is it past Poland?
Yes! Victory. Excellent. Right, now, let's disband that unit.
Oh.
What?
Interesting. You may need to wait for a bit of time to pass so that everything settles into the new ownership.
Yes, I just
Nothing.
paused and unpaused. Right.
So,
You, however, I have
However, sadly not in friendly territory.
march home, and I can dismiss you. Okay, so how's that doing? I've pissed off my vassals, and
Everyone is.
I'm very threatening, so I should take the opportunity to decay my threat level a bit before I go after. Which kingdom was it? Denmark was looking pretty soft.
Yes, so the. Well, assuming that they've joined the defensive pact against you.
Someone's
So there's now a Muslim defensive pact against you as well.
brilliant.
That first one looked like.
Right, anyway, so Denmark. Denmark is no longer ruled by a woman. Damn.
Yes, it is. But it's not in a
Defensive pact against
you.
me.
So were you to have a useful claim...
I mean, to be fair, I
pause while you're exploring this.
no, I want my vassal
Okay,
levies
if
to
you're
decay.
confident that you want that anyway, then you may as well.
Yes.
You might want now to look at how the new King of Fickling feels about you and whether everything he's doing over there.
That's true.
Breath the usurper of Scotland because he has. Hang on. Oh no. He is Pictish, it looks like, but nonetheless he has decided that this is Scotland
now.
Maybe because the Empire is. So he loves you, and there is no reason why. Nothing there that you would desperately need to fix. And yes,
Indeed.
press the plus 100 for having helped you to take Fickland for him, which you will keep for the next 20 years.
Yep.
That's nice.
So that is quite nice. I can, of course, now look at claims. I've now got a claim on the county of Skagen, which at least means I can go to war against Denmark, should I want to go to war against Denmark, but it's not, very interesting. Pause and fish my chancellor. Let's think about where I want to go. So, how soft is the Kingdom of Norway right now?
That's smooth.
Norway is quite soft
And quite female-y ruled.
and quite female ruled. So I would need to land the state in question. And I probably want to wait a little bit to make my vassals a bit happier.
But you don't need all of your troops for that.
Well, I hang on, I need to do a little bit of due diligence, like checking. I'll let time tick, but I'll let it tick slowly. So she is Queen of Norway.
She has got she has now joined the defensive
Pact against
you,
me.
and she has an alliance with the petty King of Helsingland.
Yeah, so the King of Helsingland is not very thing, but it's defensive pact against me that is the problem.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a decade before that really gets squished, or of course it will vanish on your death.
Yeah.
But that's quite a long way off as well. Bloody hell, Eastern religions have set up a defensive pact against you.
Yes. Well, there are some quite nearby in the east of my realm. So anyway, let's go back to Norway and find the Queen of Norway again. So who else is in that pact? Pope, Queen of Hlogir. Okay, right, I'm being extremely scary. I should wait a bit before going on any major wars because
there's something exciting that happens at 50% threat.
defensive pacts of other religious groups band together if you attack one of them.
Yes. So you really don't want to be over 52.
Indeed.
Yes.
But yes, basically at the moment, only people in the same defensive pact will go up against me.
Yes.
And at 50%...
Alright, it's all the non-Christian ones will then start banding together. Because you're
Yes.
Christian. So yes, I was wondering if there might be any candidates for diplomatic vassalisation kicking around.
Yes, let's hang on, I want to just pause and check that I have...
You appear to have
I appear to have some realm fleets somewhere. Let's dismiss them.
So if there are independent counties that are part of your de jure empire or kingdom, I suspect there aren't, or indeed independent duchies. So you may be.
So, right. De jure empires.
So bizarrely, the Empire of Poland does not include Poland.
Indeed. So I could offer diplomatic vassalisation.
So that's certainly worth. So yes, that's part of the Holy Roman Empire. So that's not independent. That odd bit of Sweden, I think you may have got a claim on. Oh, what's that then?
I think. Oh, that. Yes, that's independent. So.
Okay, see if it's worth asking.
Offer vassalisation.
No,
False religion.
Oh, he disagrees with your religion and your culture.
Yeah.
So that may be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
That's part of your territory already.
That bit, however, is not yet.
You won't, because one, you are hugely powerful. Oh yes, that's not part of de jure Poland, of course.
Yes.
Because it's been part of Sweden for so long.
Yeah.
So there's that lot which is all part of the Holy Roman Empire. That's part of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
So then, what is there in the de jure Kingdom of Poland? So I think you've checked everywhere it's in the de jure Empire now. That's probably all Holy Roman Empire, isn't it?
Let's just sit back into realm view.
Yes.
No, there's that bit that's part of the Empire of Germania, right?
Okay, right. So there is no diplomatic vassalisation open to you.
Indeed.
It's worth checking because that actually is a thing you can do that doesn't involve getting into a fight.
It's true.
I mean, there is another approach to getting territory without getting into fights, which involves finding heirs to things and landing them.
It's true, but then, then they're very unlikely to join your court. Oh look, someone else has joined the defensive pact. I think I need to wait before going to war for a bit, unless it's something I can take very, very quickly by blitzkrieg, because everyone at the moment. I need to take time a bit faster so that I can.
So
And I'm accruing some money, which is brilliant.
What's going on with Novgorod?
Ooh, I should check on factions. Ooh, I should really check on factions.
They're all tiny. None of them is actually a slave.
20%.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are you going? Why do you think she should be liege when, you love me right now?
Well, we'll send you a fine answer over. I think that one's probably just about worth switching.
I'll wait till. I suppose there's like one person in there. Okay, so. How very dare you? I gave you a new vassal and everything.
That previous county, wasn't it? Oh no, sorry,
No.
Breath Usurper is much more complicated, yes. Over to the left, there's a shield just underneath the green shield, there's a white on red shield. West. That one? That's a Duke at least, but I can't remember which the right Duke.
No.
There is he. There's a problem with the way you've constructed things. With your mechanism for taking things over, everyone's capital is in the wrong place.
Ah, his capital's over
The
here.
capital of Bergslagen is there.
Good, right.
Because it's in a county that happened to be available when you tried to recruit someone who had a claim on Bergslagen.
Yeah, alright, anyway, now, having fixed that small problem. Ooh, what we should also do is check our revolt risk. Because.
Mostly pretty good, but there's that one.
So.
There's
Problem is, it takes a little.
Pickland as well.
So, Pickland is looking happy because it's new. So, there's just that place which already, I think. Oh no, that's got my. Right, anyway. That's the one. Right.
That's a lot better at the moment. So yes, I was slightly
Wise. Right.
wondering whether Novgorod is of interest because it is quite small. But
It is quite small, but on the other hand, I think it's probably right now in a defensive pact against me with like 8 million people. So, you know.
yes, it is in paid defensive.
It's packed against Poland.
With a lot of its neighbours, and it's annoying. It's too big to switch fast enough for them to.
Yes, it's got some quite big holdings.
And there's an actual king, so there's no hope for vassalising him. So in any case, I don't think you stand much chance while they're outside your territory.
So,
You apparently have the ability to imprison the Viceroy of Estonia. Hang on, surely didn't Estonia have a vice-rem? Or am I confused? Maybe it did have a viceroy. I thought you had 2 vice-rem fleets, but maybe they were 2 vice-rem fleets from the same vice-rem.
it's possible.
Meanwhile, the Holy Roman Empire is being so unthreatening.
Yes, I mean, you know, look
because
at
they
it.
keep giving away their territory. They
You
haven't
know,
given away much of it recently. To be fair.
it's true. I mean, but, you know, look at it. I mean, it has got this large swathe here that it
Oh,
seems to have nicked back from Styria.
You've reached the gates of Moscow, kind of. You've got that little extra county to the east, but I'm sure I don't remember.
I don't remember
you
having
saying
it 5 minutes ago. It's true. I can't.
that.
Okay,
Checking.
he's my vassal. I don't know why he's my vassal. What I want is a why are you my vassal button.
What is the history of this person?
Yes. Oh look, someone's joined the thing against me. Holy shit! I just got a lot of money. What just
You
happened?
just inherited something.
Yeah, but if I inherited something, it's got to be bloody impressive. I haven't obviously inherited something.
Well, have a look at yes. Your titles don't look very different. 1 kingdom, 1 empire, 2 duchies, 3 counties in the barony. Looks about
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Anyway, so about this great work then.
What's your monthly balance there?
My monthly balance hasn't changed.
Is only 10. Yes.
Right. Anyway, so about
Yes, I think
this great work then, right?
Martitude's folly. So I think you probably want to add add-ons to it because those are the things that are actually useful. I think the 2 that look most interesting
So
are
watchtowers.
the watchtower network and the retinue. I think the retinue is kind of weird though because it's the statue retinue says that it does those things, but apparently it also gives you the ability to create an army of like 1,500 troops from the statue somehow. I don't quite know how that works,
Well,
but it's quite quick to build.
let's build one. And I mean, I know.
It says brackets hidden in the wiki
Mm.
regarding the interesting feature of the retinue.
Oh. Oh, look, someone's joining the defensive pact. Anyway, right.
Well, yeah, I think you now get to spend.
So I might spend a year and I build a couple of things, then I build the next stage probably.
Yes, I mean,
Let's
Good.
check what my.
the next stage then gets you 2 more
You're overseeing construction in Krakow. Excellent.
slots.
Oh, look, someone's declared.
Scottish revolt
war.
things claim on Scotland, but only against. But he's
He's
but
go-
because you're already the liege of Scotland.
Excellent.
All right, Queen of Gardis has died, and hence you've got the Kingdom of Lithuania back,
So.
which last time you gave out as a viceroyalty, largely because it.
All of its vassals are revolting.
I think that one might. Yes, I got either that or because it. Yes, I think you ended up giving those ones out. Not our kind of purpose was that you would give them out to heirs in order to get or to plausible heirs in order to get them practice in running places and prestige and money. So it looks like, I mean, I don't think there's urgency to hand it over, but there will probably be a bunch of people who are mildly grumpy that you've got the kingdom.
Yeah.
Or the people who desire kingdom of Lithuania.
Yes.
If you have someone in particular a potential heir that you actually want to groom, you might grant her the. She really hates you.
She
Why
does.
She hate you so much. I mean, I'm not going to argue that she shouldn't be your heir just because she hates you. Oh right, she's a rival of yours. Yes, that's kind of reasonable.
I'm just going to see if there's anyone useful I should be. Let's sort by that.
Hang on. Didn't you just say you inherited from the Illigaris?
Yeah, clearly that hasn't filtered through yet.
Oh right, yes. Maybe if you on board with this Illigaris, she'll be marked as dead.
It won't update in this screen until I refresh it, I don't think. On the other hand, you... Oh, you're not of my right religion.
So,
Let's...
Trotlina has 18 diplomacy, but only 2 martial.
Yeah.
Dragon Perk is
Good,
marked
but
at 20.
iconoclast. Let's also sort...
It might be worth asking him if he'll convert.
That's also true. Hang on, let's go to sorting bank accounts. He's only likes me 15. Oops, I didn't mean to elect him as heir of Poland. Let's put Cleaner back. So,
Got lots of things. Might not feel the British first.
what? Oh, he's a 14 in Styria. Right, okay, so...
Dragon Perk 40 over Styria.
So let's invite him to court. And I'll have to give him something to land him.
Yes.
And on pause so time can happen. That's fine. I want time to happen so that I can... good, someone's accepted someone's peace offer. Oh, excellent. So, you have arrived in court. Let us give you a piece of land. Give you the bishopric.
That would be a bad idea.
Oh, because that will
when
make
you do
him...
that, he will turn into a bishop. And then if you try to assign him a kingdom, he will become... Well, actually, I think you'll be banned from doing that because it would turn a vast area of your territory
into a
into
theocracy.
a theocracy.
Alright, let's give him the county of wherever the fuck that is.
Way out in the east.
Yeah. There we are.
That probably wanted into lower titles.
Oh, well.
Now grumpy about the fact that he's missing a bunch of lower titles.
No.
Okay.
Right, anyway, let's ask him to convert religiously. And let's make him viceroy. With the Kingdom of Lithuania. With lower titles?
I don't think that should be necessary.
Right, off we go.
I mean, you can then check whether he has any grumps about
Nah.
not having all of his things.
Right.
So he
see.
is now Viceroy of Lithuania, which should now mean that most of your vassals are a bit chirpier.
Yeah, I'm just checking. He's young and he's got a wife. Excellent.
He's
So-
not young. I mean, she looks
She was what, like 20 or 22. Okay, so some people are
still Georgian.
the defensive pact against me. Ooh, has my technology ticked along to do enough? Oh, I can invest in popular customs. Right, there we go. It's helping things out a bit. I've lost a bit of tax money from the thing, but I've got more tax money because I've invested in some more customs. I might want to invest in trade practices now that I've got somewhere that's got trade, and I basically need way more tech. Unfortunately, I can't have people generating tech because they're busy squashing revolts, squashing factions.
Yes, how are the factions?
How are the
Now,
factions
It's
looking?
like you've got time running very fast. About how they were. You've got these modules so much to in some sense.
Yeah, but I'll wait till I've squashed this one a bit more.
Oh yes, how given you had time passing for a bit, how's your building? How far are you off from the great work getting its next level?
I'm getting there.
Oh yes, I was looking up what the thing said about that. Great work. Go on doing some Bungo classes.
Yes. Let's spend some money on church town because that will get me more tax. Oh look, someone's joined the defensive
Yes,
practice.
it gives you have a reasonable amount of money when upgrading your
I want to leave enough to upgrade. Right. Anyway, I've got everywhere building things that will increase my tax income.
It says retinue brackets hidden enables the recruit an honour guard decision, 1,000 light infantry and 500 heavy infantry for 100 gold. 1.1 maintenance, non-reinforcing, only one can be raised at a time. So it's a small, cheap mercenary force. Oops, I've just accidentally threw a paper before.
State.
It's a kind of weird thing to do.
I'll unthrow the paper clip.
As long as it wasn't the giant one of power.
No, it was a perfectly ordinary paperclip. I think it was the one I used to mend the photograph.
So,
It has a use and function. We should have saved it for next time. One of them's pink.
I thought it considered using Orb.
yes, so Poland now is quite extensive. I've got little random bits of Ireland. I've got this random bit of...
And what's going on at the north end of Scotland there? Is independent Caithness.
Yep, there's an independent Caithness. I think there's an independent No. Orkney's part of what little is left of... What is left of Logir? Logir has, like, some holding somewhere in Ireland.
Fishguard, a holding in Ireland.
Tiny bit of Wales and, like...
And Orkney.
And Orkney. Good. Doesn't one of my not have a claim against Logir? Apparently not. How disappointing.
I mean,
Also, I
you
can't
might have
afford
a
to go to...
Denture claim on Orkney.
It's true. I can't afford to go to war right now anyway. Well, I can afford to.
Just
Money-wise.
It might be dangerous.
I just think it's very dangerous, and I want to maintain the...
Explaining the importance of devotion again.
Yes.
Ooh, is she a Cathar, Queen Mary?
No.
Is that not Cathar?
She was iconoclast.
No, the one that's currently on the screen.
Oh, Mary, yeah, she's Waldensian. So she probably won't accept diplomatic vassalisation.
Well, she's a king anyway, but
Well.
so is that finished building then?
I don't think so, because otherwise I'd have.
Oh, well, yes, it goes a little.
I'd be able to build something else.
A feature is not already being built.
Is the thing. Yeah. It won't be very long though. And my steward is there, overseeing the construction, searching for master badgers, and so on. So, my vassal levies are still gently decaying, which is just what we want. My threat is decaying, although not enough to make the defensive pact go away just yet.
But I think the radius of the defensive pacts
Will be going down.
Changes
Yeah.
with your threat level, so but people are still good. Well, I suppose they may join, for instance, because they inherit something. You've lost your spine
I
master.
lost my spy master. What's happened to my spy master? Let's try and appoint a spy master. Let's try and invite a spy master. Right, join court. Yes.
Surely not letting
Oh,
see.
reset filters.
Yes. Oh, you're searching for only people whose names begin ragging.
Yeah.
That's probably restricting
Yes.
your candidate pool. If I've got-
So, your
well,
Cathar.
Eglantine sounds like a brilliant person. to be.
Yes, right, excuse me. I want you to come to court and be my spy master. Even the right religion and everything. Excellent, brilliant. Appoint stab master.
So perhaps you're probably fine after you have.
Factions. Well, let's straight go after that one. So it's that bit there above the weird Teutonic order.
Southwest.
Whoops. No, hang on. That bit there. This
Yeah.
bit under the
When I
deep.
said southwest, that means move southwest of where you currently click on.
Yes, yes. I'm just worried because I accidentally clicked on something. Fortunately, it didn't do any harm. Downside is I can't create any factions now because I'm too big to create factions. I can't create a faction or participate in a faction to say, undermine Germania even further or the Holy Roman Empire or
You
anything.
can send people over there to plot. You can.
I can send my spy master, I suppose.
Yes, you can, and you can send your chancellor to sort out sow dissent. You can randomly murder people, or possibly even carefully murder precisely the right people in order to weaken it.
That's not the view I want. Sorry, my marshal has disappeared because he inherited something. Let's see if anywhere is revolting.
Yes.
Nowhere.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen is revolting, right?
I think he's currently leading troops.
Anyway, we've set him off to Aberdeen, which I'm sure will be lovely at this time of year. It's August. He might just be eaten alive by midges instead. I've still got this weird bit of Poland down here. That's probably where those remaining 7 fleets were.
Oh yes, because you raised all your fleets.
I raised all
didn't
my
you?
fleets because I
And so
forgot
some
that
of
I
them
had
were
this
pissing
bit.
around in the Adriatic.
I forgot that I had this bit in the Adriatic. Oh well. This is a problem with, being an empress in a pre-computer era. The record keeping is just not up to snuff.
Well, you have a level 21 Chancellor.
It's true. That's mostly so he can fake stuff for on other people, so he can go, that bit, totes mine.
But part of that is knowing all the documents backwards.
It's true.
It's under construction and doesn't tell you when it's going to be finished.
No, that green bar is indicating that something is
Close.
that it's getting very close. It should give me a notice up here anyway.
Chancellor has the nickname The Old.
Yeah, I don't think he's that
He
old.
doesn't look old.
Okay, he's that old. He just
he's
doesn't look it.
71, but has somehow retained his black beard.
Yes.
Unlike your Marshal, who really does look that old.
It's true. He's only 51. Well, it's probably time for him to stop leading troops then, and start.
I think somewhere the wiki suggests the best people to have as marshals are those who have high martial skill but are also craven. So terrible people to have leading troops, but
Oh, good. A truce against him is expiring, but he's part of the Christian Defensive Pact against me, so I'm not going to go to war with him just yet.
yes, the FPQR walkthrough on the wiki has a lot of suggestions for how to deal with defensive pacts. But it doesn't, I don't think, include the suggestion of die, which was your primary technique.
He was the best one as Holy Roman Emperor. Unfortunately, I'm still relatively young.
Yes. Your heir is what's her face? Didn't you invite someone with the intention of turning them into your heir?
So, she's my current heir. Let's.
You invited the viceroy, the person who became the viceroy.
Yeah.
Lithuania, who may or may not.
Currently,
I didn't know what your idea was for that.
But anyway, let's just.
So Raginpert, viceroy of Lithuania.
I mean, I might do because he's better than her on like all possible metrics.
I mean, I'm kind of dubious about that. She's got diligent and something and kind, which are all good things for improving people's opinion of you. Whereas
what he's got on is
good, but he's
cynical.
He's cynical. Gregarious is good, so maybe it's not so bad. I mean, I just kind of feel that.
And he's the generation younger than me and Thingy.
Yes.
I think it's worth a try. With the idea that currently she's my heir, which is okay. Okay, well that's caused a shift, but now the Duke of Pruthenia is... Why? I assume he's an elector because he's in the de jure area, even though...
Electors for the kingdom for the empire should only be people within the de jure empire, but maybe he is that.
Yeah, he's within the de jure empire of Poland. It's just not. So anyway, I've built the thing. I now need to build...
I would go for the watchtower network myself because that gets you plus 10% levies in that county.
Yeah.
So that increases your personal levy.
Yeah.
By 10%.
Right. So I'll get that building and then...
So now, do you have a new decision that allows you to raise that?
Yes.
On a guard, right, yes.
So basically...
The 1,500 men regiment arrives
in Krakow.
In Krakow, yes. Right,
Non-reinforcing monthly maintenance.
So that's an extra 1,500 troops.
Yep.
If you need them for a small amount of money.
Yep. Right, he's now my heir. That is not completely terrible.
Be a bit careful. You might also want to see if he's the heir to the Kingdom of Poland. And if he isn't, then
he's
maybe
not.
Update
Let's
check who would. I mean, like, it wouldn't be a disaster if the two split, but
it's true.
But since you can keep the kingdom in your hands,
Or try to, yes.
in particular, since no, maybe that doesn't make much difference.
So I'm still in credit even though I'm now building a watchtower network. That will take rather longer. That's going to take 5 years. So
It is midnight, so maybe.
it is
we
half
should
past
be
midnight.
considering-
Maybe this is a good
Wonderful.
point to save and state. Yes. Yeah, particularly since I don't think going to war is sensible until the defensive pact has a thing. So in that case, I shall save and
But
stop.
obviously, what you have to do is find someone who's so far away that they haven't joined the defensive pact yet. Go head down to North Africa or something.
Yes.